Hello and welcome to episode 321 of the Casual Tryhard podcast. I'm Brian,
And I'm James.
and this week we're gonna finish talking about the Tarkir Dragonstorm cards,
Finally, it
and then
only
we're
took us 3 weeks.
only 3 weeks, and then we're gonna take a step back and think about the Tarkiriest cards that have ever Tarkired.
The Tarkiriest, I like it.
Yeah, so just like if we were gonna build a Tarkir cube, what cards would have to be in it?
Mm-hmm.
So there we go.
Gameplay and thematic.
Yes. So if you have ideas for the show, if you want to say hey, want to reach out on social media, Facebook, Discord, uh, X/Twitter, Blue Sky, even email. All those links are in the description. Say hey, let us know what's going on. We are through set review, and there's not a new set for at least a week. So I don't know what we're going to talk about.
Yeah, I think I kind of enjoyed doing that deck building episode. Maybe we'll do another one of those.
Maybe.
But yeah, like Brian said, if you want to get at us and let us know what you want us to talk about, program the show, if you will, as Brian likes to say. Like he said, all the links are down below. If you want to support the show, there's a couple ways you can do it. The first is with our TCG player affiliate link, CasualTryHard.com/TCG. Surf on over there, do whatever shopping you're going to do, and support the show at the same time. It doesn't cost you anything extra. You can do whatever you want as long as you use that link to get to TCG player, and you'll support us without spending any extra money. The other way you can support us is directly through our Patreon, patreon.com/CasualTryHardMTG. Patrons get early access to our show notes. Usually put them out the day before the show goes live. So that our patrons get a sneak peek there. And you also get access to about another hour of content out of us every week in the form of our unshow. We're old, sometimes our equipment doesn't work, and we always need to catch up. So we spend about an hour before every episode doing just that, making sure our audio and video works, making sure our internet is stable, and hanging out. We really don't plan anything, just kind of catching up. So that's why we call it the unshow. Unedited, unscripted, uneverythinged.
Yeah, you might get to hear about Oblivion and Starfield.
Star Citizen.
Star Citizen.
Yeah.
Star Citizen.
Yeah, different game.
Different.
Yeah, that's what we talked about this week. But like I said, you never know. So if any of that sounds good to you, or if you just want to support the show, patreon.com/CasualTryHardMTG. Help us out. Check it out.
Sounds good. So we've got the cycles left.
Yeah, I know sometimes I'll put a whole cycle on the screen at the same time. I didn't do that this time because I think there's more of the cards are worth talking about singly than there typically are. Normally when we get a cycle, it's like a good card and 4 stinkers. But I think with some of these, there's more than one good one in the cycle, so we're just going to kind of work through. The first cycle we have are the sieges. So there's 5 of them that match. I know we kind of harped on enemy color pairs, though. This whole time we talked about draft and limited archetypes and all that stuff. So there's one of these sieges for each enemy color pair. The first one here is black-white. It's Baron Step Siege, 2 white-black for an enchantment. As this enchantment enters, choose Abzan or Mardu, the 2 clans that share black-white. And if you choose Abzan, at the beginning of your end step, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. Or if you choose Mardu, at the beginning of your end step, if a creature died under your control this turn, each opponent sacrifices a creature of their choice.
Yes. I feel like in Limited, this is almost always put on Abzan.
Yeah.
Getting the counters over and over again is great.
And that's really weird because you'd figure the Mardu mechanic, the mobilize or whatever, that's obviously a limited mechanic. That's not strong enough for competitive play. But I found that deck is so hard to get to come together that putting this on Mardu doesn't really do anything because you're struggling to get the deck to come together.
And what's interesting is I played against this when someone put it on Mardu, and the way that Mobilize works, you don't sacrifice the creatures until your end step.
Oh.
So both the triggers go on the stack at the same time.
Yeah.
And at least what I like, unless Arena stacked it wrong.
Yeah. I mean, you should be able to stack it however you want.
Most of us play with like auto stack triggers on.
Yeah.
I like, unless I blocked and killed one of their creatures, I never had to sack a creature. Like their mobilized tokens just died.
Yeah.
And then didn't trigger this. So I don't know if it was like a stacking wrong or if they just don't work together, which seems really weird.
It does seem really weird.
But like it is awkward that like you would have to know that, hey, I want to stack this so tokens die first and then this procs.
Right.
Which I think would be how it would work to get it to like actually do what you wanted it to do.
Yeah, should
but
work.
At least my opponent did not do that.
Yeah.
At least.
I haven't cast one, so I'm not sure.
Yeah. But like, yeah, the +1/+1 on everything is just like a great way to like get ahead. And like I can see the Mardu one like in a sacrifice deck where it's just like an extra way for your like you to make your opponent like get rid of things. What was that? Is it Dictative Erebos?
Yeah.
Like that card like saw a lot of play.
Mm-hmm. That card's insanely expensive.
Yeah, probably because it's like a, what's it called? A commander card.
Yeah.
So now I'm checking to see if I like had one.
I had a bunch of them. I had like 13 of them I sent off at one point.
No, I meant like one of these.
Oh,
like,
Baron Step Siege?
Should I have that?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's interesting. I don't know if it's not constructed good. Like it's great and limited.
Yeah, the problem is the mana slot that it's in is clogged up with cards that do something when they ETB.
Yeah, hey, at least you get something on your end step. At least it's not like on your upkeep.
Yeah.
But still, yeah. Agreed. Like there's a lot of things that are like better than this.
Yeah. And realistically, I don't know if this would have been super broken at 3 mana.
Probably not.
So
like didn't we had the Bant one in Streets of New Capenna that put a counter on everything.
Yeah. And
that wasn't any good.
Right.
So yeah, maybe this could have just been 3 mana.
All right. I think you wanted to talk about this one, right? Or no, that was the next one you wanted to talk about.
I think maybe.
Yeah. This is Frostcliff Siege. 1 blue-red for an enchantment. When this enchantment enters, choose Jeskai your teamer. With Jeskai, whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, draw a card. And if you choose Teamer, creatures you control get +1/+0 and have trample and haste.
I have had this in limited a few times and probably put it on Jeskai more times than I should have.
Mm-hmm.
Like having a like Fires of Yavimaya.
Yeah.
Or oh gosh, what was the one from with Riot? Your creatures couldn't be countered. And then like they had Riot.
I don't remember.
Like that was really good.
Yeah.
So like the 3 mana, all your creatures have haste when they enter, is like sneaky good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's more than just haste. It's +1/+0 and trample.
Yeah, like they're hard to block. They're a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
Like seems pretty solid.
Mm-hmm. I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, like it's weird that it's a blue-red card and the teamer ability feels very green. Like green-red almost.
Well, the blue ability feels blue, or the Jeskai ability feels blue, and the teamer ability feels red.
Yeah. Yeah, but like I guess trample is like a red color pie thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like it almost feels greenish as well. But I mean, I guess it makes sense for teamer to have a little bit of a green feel.
Yeah.
I think this card's like pretty solid. Again, like 10 years ago, this is like a standard staple.
Right. The Jeskai I think is a little awkward that it's only gated to 1 card.
Yeah. Yeah, especially when we have like Enduring Curiosity.
Right.
And Yawgmoth? Not Yawgmoth.
Gix.
Gix.
Yep.
That is like however many cards you want.
Yeah.
Get them all, and then this one's like 2 colors, 1 card.
Yep. Just one.
Just one. Okay.
This one I think you wanted to talk about.
I don't remember, but short. Glacierwood Siege, 1 green blue for an enchantment. Enters, choose Teamer or Sultai. Teamer is whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, target player mills 4 cards, and then Sultai you may play lands from your graveyard. I think the perhaps the Teamer side is interesting. Like if you have things with like escape, that you kind of get to feed it. Like unfortunately, Underworld Breach died for its own sins.
Yeah.
But like this is a way to like fuel that kind of like self mill stuff, or like I guess you could like try to mill your opponent out. Like you just spam a bunch of ops.
Yeah, I mean that could work too.
And,
Lava
or
Dart.
or I mean, even just like Tome Scour. Like 1 mana mill 4 is actually 1 mana mill 8.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
And I guess also like we had Crucible of Worlds for years.
Right, 3 mana.
3 mana Crucible of Worlds. And then it's like, well, you get Ramanop Excavator. And then like in very rapid succession, you had the room that was 3 mana. You can play cards from your graveyard that had like the 6 mana Yogwill attached to it.
Yeah.
Or 5 mana Yogwill, whatever it was. And then you have like a year later, another Crucible of Worlds. Like we went like
forever without one.
Yeah, like 10 years between Crucible of Worlds effects or something.
Yeah.
And then like
now we just get them willy nilly.
It's like more Crucibles. Like we need to have some design space here. Which lands out of the graveyard. Chop chop. Let's go.
Yep. Make it happen.
Gonna have fast bond for lands in the graveyard. Like to play any number of lands from your graveyard. There you go. That's a mythic if I ever heard of one.
Yep. It'll be out next set.
Yeah, but like again, like another way to play lands from your graveyard and kind of like a goofy spells like mill engine, like either mill yourself or your opponent.
Yeah,
seems interesting. But again, like it's hard at 3 mana. Like everything's hard at 3 mana.
Well, I think all of these kind of have the downside of they're in an area of mana value that's very clogged up with very good effects that pay you off immediately. And none of these pay you off immediately. It's kind of like taking a turn off. And I don't know that you can afford to do that. Like, just this kind of card I don't think is great.
Yeah, like, especially like in current standard where you can just like die on 3.
Right.
It's like, oh, I'd prefer not to be dead.
Maybe I shouldn't have played a land from my graveyard the next turn.
Yeah. 3 mana, Crucible of Worlds, go.
Yeah.
Monstrous Mage, Monstrous Rage, attack.
Yeah.
Whatever fling it. Yeah. You're dead.
Yep.
Neat. Thanks, everyone.
All right. Oh, well, this one's at 2 mana.
Yeah.
What do we got here?
So, Hollow Merc Siege is black-green for an enchantment, and when it enters, you choose Sultai or Abzan. Sultai is whenever you put a counter on a creature you control, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. And then Abzan, whenever you attack, put a +1/+1 counter on target attacking creature. It gets menace until end of turn. Like, the Abzan ability is almost unbeatable in limited.
Yeah.
Like, it is so hard to deal with. And like the Sultai one is weird. They were like, this is where we draw the line. Like, we're not going to do we're not gonna let you draw more than one card with like putting counters on things.
Yeah.
Which I think would be like easy to break. And it's even a creature. Like I think it'd be easy to break, but still.
Yeah.
It seems it seems like you could have like gone a little bit harder on that one. I mean, it's 2 mana. Like 1 drop into this, or even like if you play your 3 drop and then on 4 you play this and then like another 2, and you like are almost guaranteed to get in.
This might be interesting with Oh no, I guess that doesn't work. Never mind.
It's a snake. Winding Constrictor. It's a snake.
Yeah, I was thinking like in a zombies deck, but that's not.
Like Winding Constrictor, and then what is the green white one that doubles counters?
Conclave
Like,
Mentor.
yes. Like there's a bunch of things. What is that stupid? It's in my cube. The green white guy that like has trample and gets a counter whenever something else gets a counter.
Oh yeah. I don't
A
remember what it's
botanical
called.
brawler.
Yeah.
Right, like all of these are like, hey, this should be really good, like kind of a repeatable way um to get counters and like evasion.
Yeah.
So like if a deck like that can be good, like this would be good, but it's like hard to have this with like the other do nothing pieces. Like
Right.
I played my hardened scales, and then I played
my Hollow Merc Siege.
yeah, and then I played my Ozolith, and then I played a 1-drop, and it's
Yeah.
like, okay, cool. Like you have taken all the damages now.
Right. Very dead.
I hope your 1-drop has a counter and lifelink, because it's gonna need it.
Yeah. And then we have one more. This is Windcrag Siege. 1 red-white for an enchantment. Choose Mardu or Jeskai. On Mardu, if a creature attacking causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. If you choose Jeskai, at the beginning of your upkeep, make a 1/1 red goblin creature token. It gains lifelink and haste until end of turn.
This is one that you're like, pay 3 mana, at least on the Jeskai, pay 3 mana, wait a whole turn cycle.
Right.
Get a 1/1.
A 1/1.
But it has lifelink and haste. It's a 1/1.
Right.
Get eaten by whatever they played on 3.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Mardu thing is very much like a commander thing. There's like, is it Ishin?
Yeah.
The like Mardu guy that like does this when something attacks alone. Like this is like kind of a like go-to commandery mechanic.
Yeah. I mean, it could be good with whatever Rabble Masters you feel like playing at this point, except that they're all 3-drops.
Yeah.
So
like,
are you going to play this or a Rabble Master?
I mean, it does make goblins.
Sure. So what out of these 5 do you think is the best one?
Probably Hollow Merc. Like it's the one, like I think you could build a deck that would like be non-embarrassing.
Yeah.
Like it might not be good, but like there's a reason to put it in your deck as like a repeatable way to like get counters, and there's like a bunch of synergies for it.
Mm-hmm.
Like that have been printed recently, like green white or green black counters is just like a deck that they go to frequently and limited.
Right.
So like it seems like you could play it and like there'd be like a synergy and a reason to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But like this one just doesn't. It's like it either needs another card to work, right? A very specific card that has like a triggered ability.
Yeah.
Or you just get like a 1/1 each turn, which doesn't really do that much.
Yeah.
Like Baron Step being 4 is like probably the big drawback to it.
Mm-hmm.
Frostcliff Siege, the fact that it's only once per turn or one creature.
Well, I don't mind the teamer side though.
No, I think the teamer side is workable.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's like you said, it's so hard to just be like 3 do nothing go.
Right.
And then your opponent's just like, oh, I'll do something, and you're like, oh,
something besides nothing.
It almost feels like the era of like Glorious Anthem is like dead.
Yeah.
Right? Like you can't play a Glorious Anthem. You can't play that enchantment that doesn't do anything unless it is like some like absurd compo piece.
Yeah.
Right?
It's just going to set your engine up.
Yeah, I play this and then I'm going to like, you can play Caretaker's Talent, but like the point of that is it's going to draw you 6 cards over the course of the game.
Right.
And like, if you can stay alive for doing nothing on turn 3, you're going to like snowball this huge amount of value.
Mm-hmm.
None of these, like, other than like the Abzan one, but again, it's 4, or I guess the Baron Step Siege gives you that like kind of rolling value.
Mm-hmm.
Because like even like the Frostcliff Siege, like, would you rather like play that or pick a 3-drop?
Yeah.
Right? Like, I took turn 3 off to play this so my 4-drop could have haste.
Mm-hmm.
Your 4-drop better be awesome.
I mean, it might be good with like a company deck though. Like you could 3 and then 4 company.
Hit 2 things and
2
then go.
things into play. Well, and
Maybe.
they have trample, haste, and +1/+0.
Mm-hmm. There's a bell on the floor, and I keep kicking it. Trying to...
Oh, I hear it. Is that cat toy?
Yeah, I think it's a Gavin toy.
Oh.
Okay. It seems to be moved now where I can't find it, so okay, I won't kick it anymore.
All right.
Maybe, but then you have like a non-creature in your like company deck.
True. A non-creature do nothing.
Yeah, non-creature do nothing.
Yeah, probably not where you want to be.
No.
Next up, we have the Dragonstorms. Cycle of 5 of them, 1 for each color. They all bounce to your hand when a dragon you control ETBs.
Mm-hmm.
The first one here is Teeming Dragonstorm, the white one, 3 and a white. When this enchantment enters, create 2/2 white soldier creature tokens with the bounce when a dragon enters text.
It is, so all of these are like the basis of the best limited deck or limited archetype in the format.
Mm-hmm.
Because the return to your hand when you cast a dragon is just a way to get like all this built-in card advantage.
Right.
That you don't have to play cards that kind of don't do anything. They all kind of do something.
Mm-hmm.
For constructed, like, we've had like 4 mana make 2/2/2s.
Yep.
And it's typically not good enough. But like, I don't know if there is like a, what's it called? A like deck that would want to go wide but also play dragons as like a standard thing.
Yeah. I agree with just about everything you said. I think these are basically limited cards and they've kind of proven themselves to be that. I don't know. This one I definitely don't think is standard playable. Maybe one of the others might be constructed playable. Well, one of them is. And
one of them definitely is.
Another one might be. But not this one.
Okay.
Next up is Roiling Dragonstorm. This is the blue one in the blue. When it enters, draw 2 cards, discard a card, with the bounce it when a dragon ETB's text also.
Is this the one that is standard playable?
Playable? No, I was thinking the black one. Is this one?
I think this one is.
Okay.
I don't think it's in anywhere, but like, Chart a Course, granted, had the raid draw 2,
right?
But like, Chart a Course has spent a lot of time filling up graveyards.
Yep.
Right? And if you are getting, let's say your reanimation target is a dragon, and now you get to like put these back in your hand.
Keep the chain going.
Or keep the chain going. Or like, you have dragons that you're going to play anyway, but you're like trying to dig through your deck. It's like some part Chart a Course, some part like, what is it called? Like Tormenting Voice. Like, those cards can always kind of see play those like filtering cards.
Yeah.
It's not great, but it at least like has like is an effect that like always kind of finds a home.
Mm-hmm.
And like, there haven't been a bunch of like reanimation decks, I think, kicking around standard as of late.
Yeah.
I think because they're still maybe like trying the new stuff, or like maybe they've been pushed out. But like, this is a way to like, enable your reanimation shenanigans. Seems pretty reasonable. Is
the fact that it's enchantment worth anything? Like, even if you don't count like if you're not playing dragons, obviously the dragon text doesn't matter. But if there's other ways to blink this, like a Yorion deck or whatever.
Other ways to blink. I mean, you have the Pixie and the
pick it back up.
Again, the Sun Petal
Kieran
or whatever. Those both pick it up in like kind of a blue-white, or there was the blue-black This Town Ain't Big Enough decks. So like it could be good there. Again, my pet thing has been Beseech the Mirror.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's a permanent that you can bargain.
Yep.
If like that is like your jam. So like it could have uses beyond just the fact that it is a like charter course.
Yeah.
So,
all right. This is the one that I thought might be playable. When it, I guess maybe not. This one was good and limited though.
Okay.
This is the black one, Corroding Dragonstorm, 1 in a black. When it ETBs, each opponent loses 2 life, you gain 2 life, and you surveil 2. And then it has the dragon text. I don't know why I thought this one was better than it is.
Now that you're reading it?
Now that I'm reading it. I mean, it was really good and limited. Like, even before I knew, like, we talked about that deck last week, I think, a little bit, and I didn't know that deck was a thing when I was jamming through limited. But this deck was really good just in, like, a regular limited deck.
Yeah, just, like, kind of a little bit of reach.
Yeah.
Or, like, a way to gain, just, like, get you that extra turn.
Yeah, and we also...
this Surveil's good.
Yeah, Surveil 2 was, like, a card.
Yeah. I can maybe see, like, we talked about a deck I played last week, like a black-white blinky thing, and, like maybe the different... Maybe the thing you do is, like...
Oh.
You play these, and you're, like, aggro.
Yeah.
And you're, like, Hopeless Nightmare and this, and you're just, like, trying to... like kill your opponent with the ETBs. I don't know if there are more things that like enter and like deal damage. But you're like, you do that and then like you put them all under a temporary lockdown and then you pick up the temporary lockdown and then you trigger them all again.
Yep.
It doesn't take too many to make that like not embarrassing.
Yeah. I don't hate that at all.
Thank you.
Yeah. Maybe killed 2 birds with 1 stone there.
Maybe.
And this is the last one, the red one. Or I'm sorry, one more.
That could be playable.
Yeah, the last one that could be playable. Breaching Dragonstorm is 4 in a red enchantment. When this enchantment enters, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land card. You may cast it without paying its mana cost if that spell's mana value is 8 or less. If you don't, put it in your hand, and it has the dragon text.
I don't remember if it was an infamous small Japanese tournament, but Seth played a deck where like every card, the mana values in the deck started at 5.
Yep.
But it was, the Haunting Misery, where you pay like 1 in the black to cycle it, or I guess to effectively channel it, and they get -2.
Yeah.
And like all these things that have like different like alternate costs.
Mm-hmm.
But every time you hit with this, you're hitting something that's 5 mana or greater.
Yeah.
But like it's Carnosaur. But you hit the Carnosaur and then it like spins into something else.
Yeah.
So like you just try to like almost like waterfall. But then you have like kind of reverse. I guess it's kind of the same as like Living End or Rhinos, where you have all of these things that have a high mana cost.
Mm-hmm.
But instead of trying to miss them, you're trying to like hit them.
Right.
To make your 5 mana like reasonable.
I have seen a few lists with this running around.
I guess this is why you can't have a Flicker Wisp.
Oh yeah.
And I guess we've banned Felidar Guardian.
Yeah.
Oh, is it Wisp Weaver Angel from Kaladesh?
Mm-hmm. Yep, that works.
Like, I guess you just put a whole bunch of things that like all of the things that were like that like blink things when they enter, that were like things that you kind of use for Garuda when you didn't have clones.
Yeah.
Like all of those kind of work for this.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to get to 5 mana and not be dead before you, like, in theory, put all of your stuff onto the battlefield.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Good luck. Yeah, not in this standard.
Yep.
But I mean, it's super cute, like in limited, when you like cast this and hit a dragon and pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
You're just
Feel like you're doing it.
I did it. Yeah, you're just like, this is great.
Yeah, it is pretty cool that, like, if you just play a deck full of dragons, you can just spin the wheel every turn.
And I don't know why like spinning the wheel feels so satisfying.
I know. Let's see what happens.
Like, oh yeah, we did it. Yeah, we did it. Oh, cool. I could have just drawn that dragon and cast it, but it's not as much fun as playing this thing and seeing what you get.
Yep. And the last one is the Encroaching Dragonstorm, the green one. 3 and a green. When it enters, tutor up 2 basics, put them onto the battlefield, tapped and shuffle. And again with the dragon bounce text.
I mean, it's just explosive vegetables.
Yep, but permanent based.
So yeah, I mean, explosive vegetables has not been a standard playable card for a very long time.
True.
But this, like, almost, I want to say it's better, but like it might just be better in terms of like it, since it has other things you can do with it.
Yeah.
You can blank it. You can play a dragon and get it back. Like you can, like, the fact you can rebuy your ramp.
Mm-hmm.
Like, might make it better than explosive vegetables.
It counts towards delirium if it's in your graveyard.
It does. It's hard to get tight for delirium, yeah. So yeah, it's interesting. I think the blue one, like, that kind of card has a pedigree in standard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know why I was thinking the black one. The blue one is definitely more playable than the black one, I think.
And then, like, the red one is just the kind of card that people like to play.
Yeah.
And, like, because, like, it has the, like, dream of, like, hit 7 mana Ugin. Or hit Atraxa.
Yep.
Right? Like, I get a 5 mana Atraxa and you can't interact with my graveyard.
Yep.
To, like, break it up. Like, oh, that's great. Or, like, that deck had, like, Atraxa and a Tally and Carnosaur. And it was just, like...
All these
like,
giant things that pay you off.
Oh, gosh. Behold the Multiverse.
Yeah.
Just like all of these things where it's like, oh man, I'm gonna get to do this again and again and again. I'll put my whole deck out here. Amazing.
Yep.
And then you're like, oh, maybe not. But yeah, like that's the one that like feels like it could do the most kind of like broken-y thing.
Mm-hmm. All right, we got one more cycle. These are the Spirit Dragons. One for each clan here. The first is Bator, Kin to All. 2 Abzan for a legendary Spirit Dragon. It is a 5/7 with flying. At the beginning of your end step, if creatures you control have total toughness 10 or greater, draw a card. Then, if creatures you control have total toughness 20 or greater, untap each creature you control. Then, if creatures you control have total toughness 40 or greater, each opponent loses half their life rounded up.
So you get all of those.
You do.
If they have like 40.
Yep.
Or I mean the 5/7 and just needing 10 toughness to draw a card, like you almost always draw a card when you play this.
Yeah, that's
like,
pretty easy.
In your limited game, you should be setting up your life so that you like play this and draw a card.
Mm-hmm.
Like there is like a Butts Matter deck floating around in standard.
Is there?
Yeah, it was like a Jim Davis had the deck as a deck he played recently. So usually that means that like he got the list from somewhere. Like not always,
gotcha.
like, he might have made it, but and like this goes like right into that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I guess if like mono red's a problem and you're just like block,
big thing you're never gonna kill.
Yeah, it makes it hard for them to like get to you.
Yeah. I think all of these Spirit Dragons are basically unbeatable and limited.
Basically, I think the Mardu one is the closest to beatable.
Yep. And obviously for a mythic, that's what it should do. And this feels a lot more like a commandery casually card than a constructed card.
Yeah.
And
it's like this dream of getting all this toughness.
Yeah.
And all this stuff, and like
goes great in your walls deck.
Yeah, it feels like if you have 40 toughness, like night. Like you should just be able to kill them.
Yep.
It should just be like a death beam, not like half
Half a death beam.
rounded up.
Yep.
In like 17 turns, I will eventually kill you from 40. Let's go.
All right. Next one is the Mardu one. This is Nerev, Heart of the Storm. 1 in Mardu for a 4/5 flyer. If a creature you control that entered this turn would deal damage, it deals twice that much damage instead. So, rewards you for hasty things.
Or mobilize tokens.
Well, mobilized tokens are hasty.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you're right. You're closer to right than I am. Yep.
I like hearing that. I'll just put that on a loop.
Well, you got it on record, so.
Yeah, if ever I'm feeling down, you were right. Like,
make it your ringtone. Me telling you I'm right.
You were right. You were right. You were right.
Yeah.
Not annoying ringtone at all. Yeah, like it's awkward because it really like basically says play creatures with haste.
Right.
Outside of like mobilize stuff. And oftentimes those decks don't need like a super amount of help getting them dead.
Right. They're an aggressive deck that doesn't really want to take turn 4 off.
Yeah, to just be like 4 or 5. Yep. My mana's bad. Go. And then next turn my Screaming Nemesis is gonna be even more awesome.
Right.
It's like, okay. Which I guess is really good with Screaming Nemesis, because you like get to like even if they block it, it's still dealing the damage.
Mm-hmm.
So it gets to like dome them for even more.
Yep.
Yeah, like this one feels like not the best. Like it feels like maybe the worst out of the group.
Probably. The next one is the Jeskai one. This is Shiko, Paragon of the Way. 2 in Jeskai. 4/5 Flying Vigilance. When Shiko enters, exile target non-land card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard. Copy it, then you may cast the copy without paying its mana cost.
That like Snapcaster ability is like super annoying. Like very good.
Yeah, I mean it kind of like if you think about it, it is a 5 mana Snapcaster, but you don't have to cast the spell. So like it kind of costs the same as Snapcaster.
Yeah, it's like Snap plus a 3-drop.
Right. And instead of a 1/2, you're getting a 4/5 Vigilant Flyer.
Mm-hmm. I had someone like bring to light for one of these to then get the removal spell back out of their graveyard. Yeah, it was not a good time for me.
Yeah, doesn't seem ideal.
No, it's like how am I baiting this idiot now?
Yep.
But
that's a cool use case though.
Yeah,
maybe that's
like
the only use case I can think of, but
it's one on their deck, and it's like okay, this is good. Yeah. But I think it's just like in general like a good value card.
Mm-hmm.
Like you say, you're kind of paying 2 mana for a 4/5 Flying Vigilance.
Yeah, exactly.
If you can get anything back, so.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then we have the Sultai one, Taval, Arbiter of Virtue, 2 in Sultai, 6/6 Flying Lifelink. Spells you cast have Delve, and whenever you cast a spell, lose life equal to its mana value. That's kind of dangerous.
In Limited, you don't have to like even cast spells anymore. You have a 6/6 Flying Lifelink. You just get to like win the game if you don't cast spells.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it is a very like weird like set of abilities.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything has Delve, but I'm gonna punish you for like
delving,
casting your Delve spells.
Yeah.
I mean, it is really priced to move at like 5 mana for a 6/6 Flying Lifelink. Like I know it has like a drawback, but again, like you don't have to cast that many spells after you cast a 6/6 Flying Lifelink. Like they kind of have to deal with that before they get to like before you have to cast any spells.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I guess on one hand it's nice that it has the drawback because it like actually like introduces like some deck building tension.
Mm-hmm. You gotta think about it a little bit.
Yeah, as opposed to a lot of modern cards that are just like it's all gravy.
That's right.
But yeah, so It does feel kind of very Sultai though. Like it is
It does.
interesting. This is how they got Delve into the set.
Yeah, definitely feels Sultai.
They're just like, you know what? Here, we'll give you a card that punishes you for delving because the last time that was a mistake.
And the last one we have here is Ureni the Song Unending by Ventimer for a 10/10 flying pro white and black. And when Ureni enters, it deals X damage divided as you choose among any number of target creatures and or planeswalkers your opponents control, where X is the number of lands you control.
Card is just comical and limited.
Yeah.
Like just ends the game, and
Instantly.
then you're like the Abzan deck with a handful of removal that can never target this thing.
Yep.
And you're just like, what am I supposed to do?
Die in
like,
2 turns.
Yeah, the game just I have multiple times just been like, and we scooping, dog.
Yep.
Like, I am not beating that ever.
Yep.
So let's just move on. And it's just like, okay, good call. We're just gonna move on.
And as far as constructed goes, I don't think this is costed competitively for any sort of constructed play.
I would agree with you, but we've definitely gone through some cycles in Standard where like 8 mana was like doable. Right? Like we've had some times where like I remember like talking about like, man, they made this thing 8 mana, but like it's super easy to cast.
Yeah.
Right? So like maybe right now with like the red decks being so good and there not being a lot of like reasonable ramp.
Mm-hmm.
But like it wasn't too long ago that we were territorial topiary stompering.
It's true.
And like getting up to like a bunch of mana really fast.
Yeah.
And then just casting like I guess Atraxa was 7, but like casting Atraxas and things. So like this is not too far off from that. And even if you reanimate it, it comes in and deals 4 or 5.
That's true. It is a really good reanimation target.
Because it doesn't have white and pro black
in the graveyard.
In the graveyard.
Yep.
So like it could just be a thing that like gets reanimated.
Just don't try and animate dead it.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. It would come back and then die.
Right, yeah. It would come back and then fall off and it would die.
Yeah, but I mean, like, not that I'm saying, like, Legacy Reanimator needs, like, another target, but, like...
Oh, yeah, I guess it could be a removal spell.
Yeah, but, like, it's pro-white. Like, it can't get swords.
Oh, yeah.
Like, how's your opponent gonna, like, deal with, like, I guess they could have, like, an edict.
I mean, at that point, though, why don't you just play Progenitus?
Because you can't reanimate it because it shuffles?
Oh, yeah.
But like it's like right at that edge of like maybe this is good enough that it like comes in and like snipes something and then is just like this monster that they can't interact with.
Yeah.
Easily, but probably not.
Probably not.
But
all right,
like, it is cool.
That is all of the cards.
It is all of the cards. So we knew we weren't gonna have a ton of time at the end of the episode, but we knew we weren't gonna fill the whole episode with just this.
Yep.
So, I have been thinking about like I might have to take notes. Like a cons cube.
Mm-hmm.
Because like,
are you opening up Cube Cobra?
I do. I might just take notes. I am maybe Cube Cobra is the way to go. I have like Scryfall open.
Yeah.
But I did here we go. Cube Cobra. Let's make a new cube. Cube.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably easier to just add stuff to the cube than it would be to take notes and then move them over.
Yeah. And I was thinking it would be... oh, there's a security question now. So I guess people were trying to, like, make a bunch of Cube Cobra cubes, I guess. So I had been thinking... One, like, the Tarkir has been some of the best like limited
Mm-hmm.
that we have had. Now maybe that is like some rose-colored glasses on like original cons, but I think that like it was on Arena not too long ago and it was like good.
Yeah.
Um and so I was like, if you were gonna like make a cube, I'd been thinking about like just making a Cons of Tarkir cube,
Mm-hmm.
but like that's like a lot of work in terms of like collating stuff.
Right.
But I was like, okay, now there are like 4 sets. Could you like make a like from these 4 sets, could you make a cube that feels kind of like quintessentially
Tarkir-ish.
Tarkirish, and
Tarkiriist.
Tarkiriest,
Yeah.
right? And so like, what cards from like these sets would you be like, you know what, this is a card that needs to be in, and like, you know, we can put the support around it at some point, that you would have to be like, okay, this has to be in because of either flavor or like gameplay. This feels like what Tarkir has been about.
It's kind of awkward because obviously the first thing that jumps to mind when you think of Tarkir isn't included in the new set.
True.
So it definitely needs morph in it, but you're not going to get any new cards, so they all got to be old cards.
Which I think is fine.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm okay
Secret
with that.
Plans,
So like,
Assault Formation.
was Assault Formation? Uh, uh, I thought that was like a Butts card.
What was it?
Yeah. Are you thinking Trail of Mystery?
Oh, yeah. That's the one I was thinking. Sorry.
So for you not so old timers, Assault Plans was blue green. Face down creatures get +0/+1,
Mm-hmm.
and then when you turn a permanent you control face up, you draw a card. And then Trail of Mystery was that heat.
Yeah.
When you turned a card face up, when a face down creature enters the battlefield under your control, you search your library for a basic land and put it in your hand and then shuffle. And then permanents you control that are face down, turn that are face down that are turned face up. If it's a creature, it gets +2/+2. Basically, that first ability, like you would just take Trail of Mystery and be like, I'm taking every morph.
Right.
And then I'm just gonna do the thing. So like, yeah, I think you like, if you were thinking about it, like you could have like a 5-color archetype
Mm-hmm.
that is like the morphs plus like, you know, the best of the 3-color morphs.
Yeah.
And that were at like common, and then things like Sagu Mauler and Sagu Mauler, like like things like that. Then you also get like Den Protector, Death Mist Raptor from Dragons.
Yep.
And so you get this like package of like all these cards that like would work in other archetypes, but are also like good in
The morph deck.
the morph deck. So like that is kind of the first thing, is like just the morph stuff. Are there any morphs that I'm not like super thinking about?
Whisperwood Elemental.
Yeah, Whisperwood. It manifests, but does effectively the same thing.
Yep.
Like it gives you a face down thing. Like there weren't a ton of manifest cards that I was like, that I thought like, yeah, like, because I don't want like any part of like what was the enchantment that like let you manifest the
Master of the Unseen.
Yeah, like you don't want that like in your
Yeah.
your cube. Like that's just not a fun thing to have. Another card I'm just scrolling through, and another card I thought of that I saw that is like, I think like quintessentially like the Tarkir or something that jumps out of me, Goblin Heel Cutter.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So Goblin Heel Cutter was a 3/2 that had dash for 1 and a white, 2 and a red. God, card was such a beating and like so overpriced. but when it attacked, a creature couldn't block.
Yep.
So it's just a way to like force through damage. So like kind of a like Mardu vibey card, but also like just a card that like just came up in limited games all the time. And just
if you're going to like, if that's going to be a deck, it probably also needs Lightning Berserker.
okay.
The 1-mana 1/1 that dashes for 1 and has fire breathing.
Oh yeah.
And Zergo.
Mm-hmm. Like I think that almost goes like I was thinking like you could almost do like you're almost like priced in to be like you have to do like peak Zergo, 7/2 Zergo, baby Zergo, and then like I don't know, Zergo who got back on the roids with friends. Like but for like all of the like clan heads,
Yeah. Do
I
all
feel
three
like
versions.
you do like all three versions. Like you're like because like you know Sirach works really well
Yeah.
with that. The bad thing is like so Abzan was Anafenza,
Mm-hmm.
and you get like a bunch of dead versions of Anafenza,
Right.
and then Sidisi is just like great. Like that was just such like a fun card to play.
Yeah.
And then Big Zergo was not maybe the funnest card, but like kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have what's his nuts? I just mentioned him.
I'm also drawing a. Oh yeah, Sirach.
And then I couldn't remember until we just were talking like who was like the other one, and it's Narset.
Yeah, Narset's
Like
the
Narset was
one.
the Jeskai one, and like I just could not think of who it was. And like, was there like a Fate version of Narset? Or but the Dragons version was a Planeswalker.
Yeah, so there wasn't.
So there's Narset Enlightened Master and then Narset Transcendent.
Yeah, but Narset was also a creature recently too, right?
In the most recent one. Oh, there's a Narset in this set.
Yeah,
there's
but
Jeskai.
I think there's at least one more creature though that was from like a different set.
Yeah. I'm thinking more like keep it on the plane of Tarkir.
Okay.
Like not like Narset in a hat. Like we don't want Narset in a hat. Similar, like I thought you could like the Dragon Lords from the first set, and maybe the Dragon Lords from this set. Like you just are like, yep, these are your like big idiots for your like.
Mm-hmm.
Like that could be fun.
Well, we had Dragon Lords, and then we had no. What was first?
The first were the 3-color ones.
Yeah, but they weren't the Lords, right? The 2-color ones were the Lords.
Oh yeah, what were they? I just saw them. I thought, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I saw the Dragon Lords and then. Oh, were they like? Okay, did I just go past one? Was this a Fate Reforged Dragon? Let me see. So yeah, okay, yeah. Dragon Lords were in Dragons.
Yeah.
So
and then you had like a Tarka World Render. Was the
oh yeah, like the smaller ones.
Yeah, was in Fate and I can't remember.
But there weren't dragons in cons.
Right? Yeah, no dragons in cons.
Yeah, so like you just kind of, but you could maybe do the same thing where you like run through like
3 versions of dragons.
The 3 versions of the dragons.
I feel like if you do that too much, though, you're going to be clogging the cube up with a bunch of stuff, and like you may not end up
like a bunch of huge things. Yeah, that is like a concern.
Like if you're just including things because they're in a cycle.
Yeah, you
like
could like
you're adding 15 cons and 15 dragons, and
then you're just
all of a sudden your 300 card cube is 250 cards, and you don't know why.
Fair. And like I feel like to put it together you have to like lean really hard into having a lot of the mana fixing lands.
Yeah.
Like probably 3 or 4 of each of the tri lands.
Yeah.
And then like maybe 2 of the gain lands.
Yeah.
of each color. So like now you're eating up like 40 slots or something in just like making the mana functional.
Right.
So yeah, like maybe you gotta be more selective with like the dragons, because like maybe you just do like the dragon lords,
Mm-hmm.
and then like, or like the cool dragon lords, and then fill in the like less like the make some of the 3-color ones. I was also thinking like to work with, so like 2 cards that like got played way more than they would now, but Chief of the Edge, Chief of the Scale.
Yeah, those definitely feel super Mardu.
Yeah, so um and they work with Mobilize.
Yep.
So like you can play the Mobilize cards, but then you have these old cards that are kind of pumping those creatures and making them a little bit better. Particularly Chief of the Edge.
Mm-hmm.
Like Chief of the Scale might like not be as good, but like it is like such a quintessential like cons card that you're like, oh yeah, this is a thing. Just like, like you can't do this and not like put Sagu Mauler.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was just thinking. Like, there's some just iconic cards too that maybe don't
Or
fit, like Sagumal
or or
was,
Savage Knuckleblade.
yeah,
Was the other
Nux.
one. That was the one I meant. Yeah.
I was also gonna throw Ankle Shanker in there too
Oh, the
for
oh yeah,
Strike
yeah,
Death
yeah.
Touch.
I mean, is that a attack trigger,
It's
or is it just
attacking creatures you control have First Strike and Death Touch.
So that's like awesome with Mobilize.
Oh yeah.
Like so it like works in that like Mardu
Yep.
theme. But like that's just a card that was like, oh yeah, this is like so. It was so hard to beat. Like Hordling Outburst kind of goes without saying. Like you have to like that card has to be in there.
I know I kind of just gave an argument for not including complete cycles, but I think there's one complete cycle that you do need.
Okay.
The commands.
Yes, I thought the same thing. Like
because they were basically all playable in their time, like in constructed,
and they're like all pretty cheap.
Yeah.
So like you're not like kind of clogging things up with, and I almost think you can make an argument for the charms.
Mm-hmm.
They were less like all playable. Like you could maybe like,
well, they were all definitely limited playable. Not all of them were constructed playable though.
But maybe if you're like, you know what, the Sultai charm wasn't great, but maybe like Rakshas's Bargain like fills that slot.
Yep.
Right, where it's kind of the same thing. I think that the White Siege, like Citadel Siege.
Yep.
Because like it was just this like card that that like I train wrecked a couple drafts because I like got it late and was just like, I kind of have to like take this card. This card is like too good to like not play.
Right.
And I also thought that like the like Jeskai like flurry stuff mixed pretty well with the prowess stuff. So things like Monastery Swift Spear and what's the white one? Jeskai, the white guy that like gained lifelink.
Oh, yeah. What was that one?
Brad's favorite card.
Seeker of the Way.
Seeker of the Way. There we go.
Yep.
Like that one just feels like it has to be. In like it's just like such a like card that, like built a like limited archetype.
Yep.
And I think also like Outpost Siege, just because like it saw a lot of play in standard and would be good in like the red decks.
So did Monastery Siege.
What did Monastery Siege do? I just went past it.
I saw play in the Jeskai decks.
Oh, like draw a card then discard a card?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll see if I can like get this thing together into something that looks like playable, but just like the idea of like what are the cards that you're like, oh, like if I said like, hey, I have a cons cube, like what would you like hope to be in there and be like, oh, I remember this card. So it was so good.
We have basically stuck to the cons block and not the new set.
Mm-hmm.
Other than mentioning some of the like cycles that you might want to include from this set. Is there anything, like, now that you've played a whole bunch of limited, anything that was lots of fun to play with out of the new set?
Like, I think that you could do kind of like two, like, I think that you have like some of the mobilized cards,
Yeah.
like, would work well with the Mardu wide theme. I think that you could like cut things like explosive vegetation and put in like some of the white token makers
Mm-hmm.
or one of them and play the Dragonstorms
Yeah.
and give yourself this like out to, like, we've got some Dragon Lords, we got maybe like the big dragony things from this set or some number of them, and then like you have this like 5-color dragons deck kind of seated in there as well, where like you can like do more stuff, or you can do like the dragon thing, but the cards still serve a purpose
Mm-hmm.
outside of just like that. Outside of just like that kind of archetype, and I think a lot of the dragons, because they had the flexibility of the omen,
Yeah.
like, like, I don't have to put roast in the cube. You put the dragon that has roast on it.
Right.
So like now you kind of like cheat and get the dragon in there. What are things that you're like from this set that you're like, oh man, this was like a thing that I'd want to have in cons? It's harder because like we look back at cons and we're like, oh.
Well, I know we mentioned it when we were talking about like doing this, but I don't think we've mentioned it since we started actually doing it. We need the Rhino Brothers.
Oh yeah. Siege Rhino. And then
Skirmish Rhino.
Skirmish Rhino.
It's the Super Rhino Brothers.
Yeah, like, and I just feel like, because I just want to like someone to curve into like little Rhino into big Rhino, like
Yep.
that is a thing. Trying to think of other cards that like, so there's one for me that like just is a card that like I lost to a lot.
Yeah.
Can you remember like Warflare?
I don't.
So this is from Fate, and it's creatures you control get +2/+1. It's 2 red white, and then you untap those creatures.
Oh.
And I just remember, I think it was like David Hammond beat me with it like a bunch. He like scarred me with a bunch of cards. He used to play Stab Wound on my creatures and kill me with it. But like Warflare is a card I just remember like, and it kind of fits like the old, like, it's overcosted by modern Magic.
Yeah.
But it's just a card that I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that.
What about Impact Tremors?
I think that is what I was thinking of.
Yep. Plays well with all the dash and mobilize.
There we go. Whisperwood is one word. Like Impact Tremors. There's another card that I was like, oh. Wingmate Rock.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
That was when I thought, that was one of them that I thought of like driving home today. Was like, oh, Wingmate Rock is just like such a consy card. Like the kind of the leaders in the middle, like, didn't really like in like Fate Reforged, like Yasova Dragonclaw, like, those like didn't really do it right. Like you weren't like, oh man, like that feels. It's weird that like we spent probably more time with Fate than like any of the sets, but like a lot of the cards in there just kind of fell like blah.
Yeah. Well, it was a support set.
It was.
It was meant to support cons and support dragons.
And then things like Warden of the First Tree.
Oh yeah.
Like that was a card. So that was like, if you guys know, what is it called? The red white one.
Figure of Destiny.
Figure of Destiny. This is like the green kind of Figure of Destiny, where it has like effectively like they're not technically level up abilities,
But they might as
but
well
it's
be.
like, yeah, it's like, oh, what is the blue one that's snow?
Ascendant Spirit.
Ascendant Spirit. It's the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
And there's like things like War Name Aspirant.
Yep.
That like the raid and it got a counter, and it was a 2-drop. And that.
What about just had it like 3 times and now it's gone? Shoot. It'll come back.
Okay.
Oh, Heir to the Wilds.
Yes, I did see that guy, and I was like,
yep.
Is he in? But yeah, I think. Is it Heir of the Wilds?
Maybe it's Heir of the Wilds, yeah.
Yeah, Heir of the Wilds, because Heir to the Wilds didn't give it to me. Yeah, like I think, like Soul Flare wasn't really like a limited card.
No.
I don't know if you could like make it work in limited.
I mean, you might be
where
able
it would,
to.
like, yeah, you could maybe like. That's a definite maybe. Like maybe you.
Oh, you got to have the monkey and the fish.
Oh yeah. Or does Tassiger fill that role?
Why not all 3? I mean, how much delve do you want to include?
Fair. I mean,
I guess we did Treasure
set,
Cruise.
Yeah. And like,
Dig.
and like, but then you also need like Murderous Cut and Dead Drop.
Ay.
Right? Like all of those cards, like you could maybe put just those like 6 delve cards, 7 delve cards in and just be like, there can't be any more delve cards.
Yeah.
They don't necessarily like they don't necessarily all like do the like they don't all necessarily go in the same deck.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because like Treasure Cruise could go into any number of what?
Well, and the teamer deck probably and Abzan probably want Hooter.
Yeah.
And Abzan
like,
probably wants Zombie Fish.
Like it could work. So Tassiger, Gurmag, Hooting, Mandrill's Treasure Cruise, Dig Through Time. Oh, I guess yeah, Murderous Cut. But like Murderous Cut doesn't have to be played for 1.
Right.
And then like Dead Drop, okay, for the uninitiated, for the youth. It was like a 10 mana
Double Edict.
It was like double edict. It was like 9 and a green. Or sorry, 9 and a black.
Yeah.
And it was just like, if it resolved, it just felt like so. You're just like, oh my god, like it felt so bad, but it's like they had to like really work for it. Oh, and like just for the respect, I feel like you have to put 2 copies of Summit Prowler in. one with each art.
I mean, you probably need 3 copies because you need the new one to balance out the.
Oh yeah, the slightly better one.
Yeah.
So yeah, you got a Summit Prowler. You got to get in there. But I do like the commands.
Now here's an interesting one. Do you want Jeskai Ascendancy?
I was like, I wanted to say yes, but I don't know if there's enough stuff to make it work in like limited.
Well,
like,
I mean, I don't know that you need it to combo.
But to just do stuff,
to just
like,
give
I
all
think
your
you
stuff
could.
Prowess.
Yeah, I mean, like if you have, like you've got the harmonized cards.
Mm-hmm.
Where like you can like kind of buy them back, the 1 blue draw card,
yeah,
and then like the 1 on the blue bounce spell.
Mm-hmm.
like those are good things to like tap some creatures to make cheap than untap.
Yep.
So I can see that. Uh, does Mantis Rider make the cut?
I mean, it has to for nostalgia's sake, right?
Yeah, like when is another time you'd ever get a chance to cast a Mantis Rider? Like we get in a time machine and go to 2017 Modern
Yeah.
to play humans. It's just like, oh.
And you got to have hardened scales.
Yeah, I thought it was like, yeah, I think that would work. And then like from Dragons, what was you played a lot of it? The blue guy that like exploited
Sidisi's
the bouncer
Familiar?
thing? Yes.
Yeah, that card was great. Oh, and Grim Haruspex. Another card I played a whole bunch of.
Grim Horror Specs. There you go. Like I feel like just as a like, hey, yes, I know this card is not good, but um it is like kind of nostalgic. Rite of the Serpent.
Mm-hmm.
Where you're just like, you know what, this isn't good. It's like a 6-mana sorcery speed removal spell, but it is definitely like a card that feels very oh it just died on me. It was like, you may want to try reloading this page. It's like,
Oh no.
indeed I would. That's right. I did like save it already. um Shaman of the Great Hunt.
Oh yeah, that card was awesome. Well, it was
like
terrible, but yeah.
It's a 4/2 haste for 4. So my fondest memory of Shaman of the Great Hunt is we were playing like Vintage Cube with Cameron, and he went land Black Lotus Shaman of the Great Hunt on turn 1. I was just like, what are we doing? Why are we casting this with
oh man, I forgot he was in this set. The 4-mana Sorin.
Yes, Sorin Solemn Visitor.
Yep.
Yeah, that is a very like Kanzi card as well. Secure the Waste.
Oh yeah, Secure the Waste. That's a good one.
Like I feel like it's like put the cards in there and then like, okay, how do I now like build a deck around this collection of like, or how do you build a cube around this collection of cards that like feel very Kanzi? Because you're gonna definitely put in some like, you're gonna have all this stuff and then like you're gonna play like Smite the Monstrous because like the removal was like, you have 1 set with good removal and 3 sets with like awful removal, and you're like, well, it's Valorous Stance and Smite the Monstrous and a couple other things.
See the Unwritten?
Which one was that?
4 green.
Yes. I was looking at it and I was like, do I actually want to see the Unwritten? But that was a very... And now, listeners might be like, you're naming a bunch of Cons cards. What about the other sets? Cons was the one that like really like stuck. You were like, oh man, this is so like great. And then there's like, you're just like other stuff. You're like, I can fill in with cards from like other, like the other sets a little bit and like kind of make it like work. Like, do you Villainous Wealth?
Oh yeah, probably.
Yeah, they're like you just have a bunch of lands in there, and then you make it work.
Yep, do whatever.
Are there any other like?
And then there's like, do you throw like a random troll Tomb of the Spirit Dragon in there? Just that doesn't do anything.
Okay, like
Make it like a real limited environment.
I think you like I think you gotta put Eugene.
I thought we said Eugene already.
Maybe Eugene the Spirit Dragon and Eugene Eye of the Storms.
Yeah.
Just like get them both in there. And like whatever your like mana, whatever you decide if you want like to be all fancy and use the like what are they in the new set? The team like the monuments.
Oh yeah.
Where do you go old school and 3 mana rock that's sacked for a card?
I think you go old school.
You're just like, here you go. Here's a 3 mana rock. Like, good luck, everyone. I just keep clicking through like all of the cards in like the current like in those old sets and just like, is there anything? Oh, was it Dragon Tempest?
I don't remember that one.
Like whenever a dragon enters, do a thing, like dome them or something. Where like if you have a bunch of the dragons from the new set,
yeah,
like that was more of like a like meme. Oh, like I think you have to have what is it? I just went past it. Flame Wake Phoenix.
Oh yeah,
like that
definitely.
is a very like it like saw constructed play. It was like a good limited card.
Do you Crackling Doom and / or Dune Blast?
I think Crackling Doom for sure. Like you could Doom Blast, but I also think like the Sultai Wrath in the new set might kind of fill that role as like your giant like I get to win the game if I resolve this sweeper.
Oh, you need a Ghostfire Blade as well.
Yes. Boom. In. So there's.
I mean, you could Crux of Fate for a Wrath also if you wanted to.
Like you could have like just those 2 Wraths in there, like Crux of Fate, and then like the big dragon. But like cards like Draconic Warrior get way better if you have like some more dragons from the new set.
Yeah.
Dragon Lord's Servant. Dragon Tempest. Whenever a creature with flying enters the battlefield under your control, it gains haste. When a dragon enters the battlefield under your control, it deals X damage to target creature or player, where X is the number of dragons you control.
Oh yeah.
Like that's just like a very dragony card.
Yep.
And like there was a, if you remember in Standard, there was a dream of you would dragon, you would Descent of the Dragons and you turn all your creatures into dragons.
Yeah.
With a Dragon Tempest out, and then you would just like kill them on the spot. It did not work.
No.
But it was a fun dream to have. What are the oh, here's one. We haven't mentioned any removal spells by name really. Like I've mentioned a few.
Murderous Cut.
But there's Murderous Cut. But
in the commands were pretty good removal spells.
But Bear Punch.
Oh yeah. With both
Savage
arts?
Punch.
Wasn't there 2 arts?
Do both. Was there one like after the after?
Yeah, one's fighting a bear and one's fighting a dragon, I think.
Oh yeah, I think we're like he like uppercuts the dragon or whatever. Okay, we could do both arts. We could get like if we're gonna have both Summit Prowlers, or all 3 Summit Prowlers, as like an homage to. To the growth.
Collected Company. Have to have Collected Company. I don't know how we didn't come up with that on our own.
I even went by it at one point and I like was like, oh yeah. I just want to look at the I missed it. I forget the second art of Savage Punch.
I thought there was 2.
I think you're right. Like, but I just am like, what is the? I don't know. There's not.
There's not?
But there was one where he was like uppercutting a dragon. Was it something different? Was it a different name?
Oh, maybe.
Did
Yeah,
they not,
I
like,
think it was a
recycle that
different.
name?
I think it was a different name.
Forget. All right, so I think those are like kind of this quintessential like Kanzi cards. Is like I don't think there's anything that like you think back and go like, oh man, that was a like I remember playing. Oh, okay, I take it back. There's one more, maybe 2 more. There's Teamer Battle Rage.
Oh, definitely. And Stubbs.
Maybe we could do Stubborn Denial, but then the other one I thought was Teamer Sabretooth.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Right, that was like a fun card, both in like constructed and in like limited.
Epic Confrontation.
Epic Confrontation. Yes. Dragon Uppercut. But yeah, you like just kind of like. Does Thunderbreak Regent make the list?
Probably. That was pretty iconic.
Just like, what is the theme of this cube? Cards that were cool to play in Standard in like 2015.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
honestly,
okay.
The list that we just came up with is probably too big. Because you said you wanted to keep it a small cube, right?
Like 360, so like all the cards are always in rotation.
Yeah.
But like, so right now, there are 4 white cards, lots of red cards. There are only there are 56 cards in the cube.
Okay.
Still now
plenty of room to pad it out.
I don't have the charms and the commands yet. I just didn't add them because like
in the lands
and in the lands and some of the dragons. But like I think you could put together like there are a lot of multicolor cards. But like I think you could maybe do like Chief of the Edge and not Chief of the Scale, right? Because like that works better with Mobilize. But yeah, I think this is like a start of like things that you're like, hey, these are like the cards that are cons or are the Tarkir, the Tarkir experience.
I agree.
Worst case, you just make the cube 540 and like it fixes your problem. It's like I solved the problem of there's not enough space. I made it bigger.
I made more space.
Yeah, so maybe I'll work on this over the next couple weeks and see if I can come up with something that is like perhaps because I'm like in terms of like making this, like I feel like it is like other than like the Ugins, it is pretty cheap.
Probably.
You know what I mean? Like I think I have a lot of these cards. I know I sold a bunch of cards, but I think I still have a lot of them. So like it would not be hard to like put it together. We do have a lot of red cards. We're definitely we're definitely pro red card here. But yeah, like I think putting it together like
and I think we forgot a red card too, didn't we?
Oh, what's this?
Swift Spear?
Yeah. Monastery, Swift Spear, where she first came into the world.
Yep.
What do you mean cube was not? Oh, did I put you in the maybe board? No. Try again.
Well, you got anything else for this episode, or is?
I don't think so. I think we are like good here.
So if any of you listeners have ideas for the cube, or if you want to hear more about the cube, maybe as Brian works on refining it, where can they do any of that?
They can do it like on the internet. We got Facebook, Discord, Twitter, X, Blue Sky, email. Maybe I should like kind of add the dragons and the commands and stuff, and then be like in like the cons,
Mm-hmm.
and be like, okay, here's where we are after the show,
Okay.
and then like put it up on the internet and be like, all right, we're gonna try to turn this
Into a cube.
like nostalgia
Yeah.
dump into a cube.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Like Brian
So
said, links down below, all of our social medias. If you're looking to support the show, there's a couple ways you can do it. The first is with our TCG player affiliate link, casualtryhard.com/TCG. Surf on over there, do your shopping, support the show at the same time. The other is through our Patreon, patreon.com/CasualTryHardMTG. Chip a couple bucks in, get access to our show notes, get access to another hour of content out of us in the form of our unshow, and support the show at the same time. Really appreciate it, and our patrons seem to enjoy the content we give them.
yeah.
Yeah.
So with that, we'll catch you on the internet.
We'll catch you on the internet.